Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Kaz, Anne, Fiona, Helen, Mary, Heather, Elaine, Eunice, Nicola, Sue, Jill, Pat. Lovely to see you all, and I hope you're keeping well and safe, because that's the most important thing just at a moment, isn't it? I saw a message a couple of days ago and somebody said stay safe, and I thought, goodness me, not that we didn't want anyone to stay safe forever, but it's just like the new word, isn't it? It's what everybody says because that's what everybody wants. So here's a little bit of respite for you again today, away from all the madness and hopefully away from the snow, which it looks like. I know Terry sent a picture to me of the North Yorkshire moors, maybe. I can't remember what it was, so I do apologise. But oh, blimey, 4 inches. Wow. Anyway, we have got some very simple bits and pieces here for you today, and a couple of new things to show you. And I've got myself a new toy, so I wanted to use my new toy. Now, it's not new, it's just new to me, and I like using it, and it's got a very clever little thing, and so therefore I want to use it even more. So what we're going to do is some very simple thank you cards, and because you never know, at Christmas time we might get some little cards. And so let me show you one of the little cards that we're going to be using. Here's one of the little cards. So the fancy fold is that it's a little gatefold card with the image on one side like that. And we've got some new stamps, and it's the fancy fold that is like the simplest ever. But that's what I like to use. So I'm going to do a bit of batch making, really. So I'm going to do a couple with the dogs and a couple with the cats. They're all very similar, but it's just a case of showing you how quick and easy it is to make some batch cards. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to go random colours here, okay? So I've got the dogs are going to be in gold and red and cream, and the cats are going to be in purple and silver and white, because I think that those colours go together quite nicely, and bring those colours in to show you. Ooh, now you can see. Oh, we put that one underneath. We don't want to show everything, do we? Okay, so our base card is going to be the purple. So I'm going to do 2 at a time, and I'm not going to cut anything off the width. I am going to just trim 2 cards, and they are going to be at 12 centimetres. Now, you know I like working in centimetres, and I know some of you like working in inches. But when you would say that that is 4 3/4, yeah, no, I don't want to be doing with that. So 12 centimetres we are for our 2 cards. Now, there's quite a lot of cutting and bits and pieces here today, so I'm going to try and talk you through the measurements of all the bits and pieces. So here is my new little toy. Now, as I said, it's not new to very many people. It is the new to me Vason, not sure how that's you pronounce it, Vason Creative Score Easy board. Now, I know that's a very simple thing, and I have got another scoreboard, but that one's in inches, and I do not like working in inches, although there is one of these in inches as well. But what I liked about it was, if I bring it up close to the camera, you can see. Can you see there's like a little smiley face there, and a little smiley face there, and then a heart there, and a star there? Well, if you turn over the board, you've got a little pull out, and there's your secret store for your bone folder as well. So let's turn that over again. And this has got, you can make your envelopes and boxes and all sorts of things like that. Gives you all the measurements. We'll do that another day. But it says you all these little things up here. And so subsequently, if I want to take an A4 piece of card, and instead of trying to work out, because as you know, it's 14.8, which I agree is not very easy, you just put your A4 piece of card, you look where your star is, there. Oh, you can't see it. Star, there. And that's where your A4 is, perfectly cut in half. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. An A4 piece cut in half as well, or a folded A4 booklet card. Okay, she says. So I'm going to take, oh, I've hidden them underneath, my piece that was 12 centimeters down here, but 21, so I didn't do anything there. And I'm going to go to the two smiley little faces. So there's one smiley face there and one smiley face there. And don't ask me what the measurement is, because I don't know. It just gives me that smiley face and my smiley measurement. And then when I folded those, I have got perfection every time with the folded gatefold card. Now I know you've already got one, but I haven't. No, I haven't now, but I hadn't before, and I just love it, because the amount of times that I've tried to do a gatefold card for you and thought, oh no, sometimes it folds over and sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it's hit and miss and sometimes it doesn't. No, perfect every time. I'm loving it, loving it. And as I said, I'll just grab a piece to show you that as well. If I was to use my, so this is an A4 piece. Oh, hold on my chair. So my A4 piece, and if you see that I want an A4 folded, so I'll follow my stars. Over she goes. Sorted. Little things please little minds, I reckon, don't you? Perfect, perfect match. Anyway, I digress. I didn't want to fold one of those. I just wanted to show you how excited some little people are. So, okay, I'm going to pop it away so that I can just mesmerise at that at my own pleasures. So that pops in the back, and I will show you how to do the envelopes that another day, because that's all very clever as well. So let us get our measurements back in. So I need to make some slithers for here and some middle bits here. So I'm just going to check that we are what we thought we were, because yeah, that's there. And yeah, okay. So what we need then is we need some silver card first. So I'm going to make both at the same time, and I'm going to make for the center as well. So we're going to have a piece that is 11.5 centimeters that way, and cut that into two at 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeters and 10 centimeters. So that's enough for 2 cards already. And then the front panel in my gold color will be 10 centimeters by 8. So let's go 8 centimeters there, and then 10 and 10. So there's not very much waste. And again, that's what we like to see. And then I'm going to take my white card and I'm going to cut for the center. So I'm going to cut that at 11 centimeters. And 9.5. I will put the measurements up if anyone's interested for this. When I put my Ujima flip, you know, I will put that on there so that you can see that. So 9.5 by 7.5. I will put that so that you can just double check. So this is for the front piece. Okay. Let's put that all over there with our little bits. Let's just check that they all mix and match here. So there's my 2 pieces there and there. And these are for the center. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Okay, so they're for my center of my cards. So let's already put them into place so that we can, when you're doing thank you cards, you kind of want to do batch cards. The guillotine that I'm using is the Crafts 2 one. On the website, I think it is on, well, it's on Tools and Accessories, but it is also on the Facebook Live section, Lynn. So if you want to have a look at that. Sorry, I was just reading if there was anything there that anyone else is asking me any questions. I do prefer a guillotine, I must admit. I think it gives a good cut, but it's bulky if you've got the really big ones. So I've got one of each. I've got my Fiskars one for the slide rule sort of thing, if I want to do something bigger, but I can get away with it with this one. So I'm just putting the panel into the center. So as we said, we're going for 2 cards. In fact, we're going for 4, but there you go. We need to be batch making when we're doing thank you cards. Well, that is if we get lots of things to be thankful for, I suppose. Okay, so there's our pieces done like that. Now then, we come up to our panels where we're going to put our stamps on. Now, first of all, I want to do a little bit of a background to it, and I'm going to use, because I've used mauve for the card, I'm going to use Distress Ink in Milled Lavender. I'm going to put that the other way so that you can't keep seeing that. And I'm going to take one of my random stencils. Now, this is a Tim Holtz one. It is Tim Holtz, so THS 130, if anyone is interested. I think they call it grime, but it's an odd thing to call it, but I think it gives such a pretty effect. I do not, before anyone else, have this one, I'm afraid, because my suppliers are all out of it, so I don't have it, but I still like it, so I thought, well, I should go for it. So I'm just going to pick up, whoops, moved it, and just go over my stencil. Okay, so it's just giving it a bit of colour, not a huge amount, and just in the sort of same, in the lavender, so the same sort of colouring as my cards itself. Okay, so there's my little bit of colour in there, so you can see what I mean about it. It's all just sort of like splats and whatever, but it's just like a very random rather than having something that's a definite colour. So how are we all getting on with our Christmas? Are we all really nearly there? I hope you're not nearly there, because I've still got a couple of pretty stunning cards to show you in the next couple of weeks. So I hope that you haven't completely finished and you might have room to make a couple of little special ones. I've got a really pretty one for you on Sunday, and the last Christmas card that I'm going to do for you the following Sunday. So there's still time to be had, folks. So there's those 2. I'll pop them to one side. Now, then we come over with, let's put the lid back on there, a couple of new stamps that we've got. So now these are on the website. So these are the cats, and we've got the dogs as well in a second. So we've got our beautiful little puss. What are they called? Oh, gosh. Do you know, I really think that Nellie Snellen, or Nellie's Choice, is it called here? Nellie's Choice now. It should be, they should have a little education, shall we say, in calling things something to help, because that one's called Pussycat and that one's called Cat. That really helps, doesn't it? Anyway, so they don't need to really be coloured or anything. They just need to be stamped. So I'm going to pop him onto my acrylic block there. And I'm going to put him that way round. And I'm going to use the VersaFine Monarch, so the mauvey coloured one for that, just to keep it all in this. I know you don't get mauve cats before anyone suggests such a thing, but just so that you can keep the theme of all the colours going. And I'm going to pop him down the bottom there, or her. And I'm just going to press onto there. Just allow that to sort of soak in a little bit. And there's one beautiful little pussycat. Or actually cat. That's the cat. The other one's the pussycat. So there's that bit. Then I've already got a thank you. Now, I have to say, this thank you I have used so many times, and it's from about a 10 years ago Stampin' Up section. And I've never found one that I like any better than this. So I'm afraid you probably won't be able to get this one, but I'm sure you've got a thank you of some sort, or a happy birthday, or whatever you might want to put, really. But there you go. So whilst we're at it, let's do our other one. So that was our, I call that sitting cat, actually, and I call this one cat. So here's our little, what did we call this one again? Well, this one's Pussycat. Can't be helped. Can't be helped. It's a bit like their scene ones that they've got. They call them all such a similar name. It really, really is. So let's pop our little cat down there. And then our thank you in the same colour. At the top there. Okay, there we are. So there's 2 cards almost done. Lost my lid. There's my lid. Let's just clean that off a second because I don't want mauve on it in a minute. Right. Okay, so now let's pop our cards together then. So let's bring our glue in. So pop a bit of glue into the back of there. And pop that one there so that it gives you that little border all the way round. And the same with this one. Oh, my words are straight. Well, I have been doing it quite a while, I have to say. Right, so I'm bringing in my blanks here. So I'm just going to get my bone folder again, and just as I've now got my inserts in there, I'm just going to just crispen those. Then my little putty cat's going to go in the center there. I wouldn't go with huge thank you cards. If I'm just making them in batches, I would just make small ones like this. And so that's what I've gone for there, really. So that's that one. And then, so I'm just putting a glue on, not even a half, just to be sure, but just on that one side, closing it together, and then popping that into the center there like that. Okay, so there's my 2 little cats, which I think are really lovely. I mean, if you were inclined, you could obviously colour them in, but there's so much detail in them that I don't think you need to. And I think if you do a card like this where you've got a colour theme going on, then actually I think it works quite well to not worry about the fact that you've got a purple cat. It's because it's a purple card, purple everything, I think works quite well. So that's your silver version. So purple, white, and the silver version. And let's just then go on. You'll be pleased to hear I've already cut them out, so you don't have to sit and watch me cut them out. So let's just pop these away. So there's 2 little doggy stamps. Just put them to one side, and I'm going to do that with gold. So I have cut out a few pieces here already. So here's my 2 card blanks. So they were the width of an A4 piece, and they are 12 centimeters down. So I'm going to bring in my board. Oh, let's have it the right way round for a start. And again, another thing I like about that is it's so thin, because that can be an issue with some things, that the actual thing is either too thin and it makes a hole in the card, or too thick and the actual thickness of the score line impinges on what you're trying to do. So I'm going to go to my happy little face. Let me bring that up there so that you can see that there's a happy little face there and a corresponding happy little face there, which means that then I can get my gatefold in. So 1 there and 1 there. Just fold that across there. Obviously you could do this in any colour that you like. I just think that red and gold and cream sort of go together quite nicely. And obviously also in any length, you could make this a longer card. You could do sort of a, you know, a little bit longer. You could do it a lot longer, but it's up to you then. Okay, so let me just do that. So there are our 2 card blanks. We've already cut out these pieces. So these 2 gold pieces here were 10 centimeters there by 11.5 there, 2 of those. And then the cream now is 9.5 centimeters by 11. So that's just taking off 0.5 centimeter all the way round. Okay. There we go. Julie, I've got another, I can see that Julie's asking about who did the class last weekend with the press cuts striplet. I've got another class tomorrow doing the same thing, which is why there aren't any samples that are being shown, but there are going to, after that class tomorrow, I'm sure people will show. And also I have got one to show you, a card sample to do with one of those as well. So if you think you were missing out, you weren't. All is well. So there's my centerpieces. Yeah. Okay. Then pop them to one side and bring in my center panel. So I've got 2 gold pieces, which are 10 centimeters by 8 centimeters, and 2 cream panels to go on the top, which are 9.5 centimeters by 7.5 centimeters. Okay, so let's take those 2 to put our little panels on. So I'm just going to wipe my stencil off a second, because we don't really want that colour, whoops, going on there as well. So let's just wipe that off. And I'm going to use for this one antique linen. So that's a very, very light, creamy sort of colour there. I'm going to go in with a different sponge, brush rather. Oh, by the way, I have got some more brushes back if anyone's interested. They're not the Craft Artist ones. They're the Sweet Poppy, sets of 2 still. And they are over on the Sweet Poppy section if anyone's interested in those. Same sort of thing, different colour and slightly different sizes. So you can just about see that. And that's what I wanted really, was a just about see rather than a definite. Because if you put a definite colour on there, let me just show you that a second. So there's my sort of almost the next colour up from the colour of the card itself. But let's just take, oh, put the lid back on there. If I just take Wild Honey, which is sort of an orangey one there. And let's just take it onto the white. Let me just chop a piece of this off just to see what I'm saying there. If I was to, so I've tried to pick out colours of card that are complementing. They're not so for example, if I was to put, there's my cream there. And again, I know the colours are a bit better, I think, but I'm not sure that they're going to show this subtle difference. But that's a cream colour. And if I put white on top of there, I think that changes it completely. It makes it look Christmassy, maybe more so, but not quite right. And likewise, if I took a colour, sometimes you do want such a bright colour, but if I took a colour like this, which is wild honey, and put that on top, whilst it's a lovely colour for sunsets and sunrises and all that sort of thing, and you may be happy doing a bright colour like this, I don't know, up to you entirely, but you can see the difference with those two. And I think if you were doing a background and you wanted the background to be noticeable, if you can have a background that's noticeable, then that is a really good colour choice. But if you want the background to be slightly different, but something that you can see what's on top of it, then I prefer that one. But it's entirely up to you. But I thought I'd just show you the difference. I'm just going to wipe this stencil off. I do like these texture stencils. You can get them in packs of what he calls mini stencils as well. So you can look out for those. And again, they are out of stock as well. But you can get a set, and it's mini layered stencils. Tim Holtz mini layered stencils. Hold on a second. Mini layered stencils number 43, and that has got 3 stencils, including that one in it. So a bit different. Anyway, I digress completely. So don't want that one, but I do want my little doggies. So I'm going to bring in my little dogs now. So we've got this ultra gorgeous, hold on, I'm going to bring that in on that one, little spaniel. And because I'm going into the browny colours here, I've got VersaFine Claire in Fallen Leaves. So that is the brown version. Don't want black, it's a bit too dark. Grey doesn't fit, but we're going with the browns and the golds and the creams, and I think that this one works really, really well. I'm going to bring him down to the bottom as if he's coming up from the bottom, and just press that down onto there. Oh, isn't that the cutest? Love it, love it. And then whilst I've got this one out, I'm going to go in for this little one, which is a little Yorkie. And goodness knows what they call them. I can't remember now. So now this one's got its head to one side type of thing. So what I'm going on is making sure that the bottom here is the straight bit. Otherwise we've got a wonky dog. So, so I'm going along this line that the bottom bit should be straight, and then pop my little dog. Oh dear, look at that. Look at that, even got a little bow in its head, which I do feel, I'm very, very tempted that I need to put on it some, I need to colour that in. Oh, Pooh, not Pooh, but it does look Pooh. Look, I've gone and got black. I need to trim that bit off now. Hold on. Shouldn't really be saying that sort of word on here, should I? It's no good. You get me as you get me. I'm going to have to trim that down because I can't have that little bit there. See if I can rescue it. And then just check that that is 7. So with my gold bit, I need to bring that down a little bit, 7.5. So ignore those measurements. It's only because I am rescuing that little dog there because I messed up. I'm trying not to mess it up again. I don't even know where I had that. Oh, it's on my thumb. Oh, doesn't ink just get everywhere where you don't want it to? Right, let's put the little thank yous on. So there's that one. And then this little one, just hope it still fits in. Yeah, we're all right. We're all right. Emergency avoided. There we go. So our 2 little thank yous. Put the lid on there before I get it anywhere else. And then just mount these onto here. So make sure I get the right one onto the right one, which is that one. I could have stamped it out. It's only a piece of paper, isn't it? A piece of card after all. Could have done it again, but having got that far, there you go. And then this little one onto here. I kind of think all dogs are cute, really, but I think these 2, the little poses that this one has got in particular, is just yummy. Yummy, yummy. So just going to pop these on. So if you recall, we've got our card that folds in the middle. Oh, that's gone a bit skew with. And I just want a bit of glue just on one half, but I'm not going to do a full half just to be on the safe side. But I'm still going to, as I put it down, pop that into the center. Just going to push that down from the other side. And there's our little thank you card there. Okay. And then finally, this little mischievous one is going to go there. And no one would be any the wiser that it wasn't the size that we started off with, will they? As I say, I will pop the sizes onto the YouTube. So when you look at any of the YouTube's videos, they're all there, all saved, and you can always look at them. And I am trying now to, in the description, so the video appears at the top, and in the description I do try to put what was used, because obviously you can listen to it and you'll be able to see, but I thought that it might be a good idea to write down on the outside any measurements and any things that we used, so that for future use you'll be able to have a look at it. So let's get our little I was going to say trio, but we've got a little group, haven't we? So there's our 2 dogs. So over on the Facebook Live section of MaximumCrafts.com, you have the choice of either the cats or the dogs. So you have the little Yorkie and the Spaniel. So they are those choices. And then for the cats, you have these 2 choices, which are, let's put them around that way. That's better. You have the sitting cat and the little whatever pussycat. Well, they call it a pussycat, so there you go. So if you're a cat person, you've got a choice, and even if you've got a dog person, you've got a choice there. Just so a little fancy fold using my new thing, which I'm sure you've already got, but if you needed one, there are them. And as I said, they have got them in centimeters and inches, but I have always found difficulty in getting a centimeter one that works in the same way. So I'm really pleased about that. Obviously you could make these cards in any way, but I think they're just a nice little thank you card. And as you can see, in just half an hour we've managed to make 4. So they are very, very quick and easy. Okay, all the things available over on the website at MaximumCrafts.com. I will be back here on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock with another little Christmas one, and I've got 2 really special ones to show you in the next couple of weeks, so do try and join me. And stay safe, as they say, stay warm because it's cold. We've got no snow down here, but it is cold. And I'll see you on Sunday, and I look forward to seeing anybody that's joining me in the workshop tomorrow afternoon as well, of course. Okay, take care everyone, see you soon, bye.